Welcome to Boone, North Carolina for Georgia Southern's game against Appalachian State alongside Eagles head coach Mike Seawalk. I'm Brady Pocsik. Coach, always a tough place to play up here, and team's a little banged up again this week. Teddy Kraft not playing today, and Jason Foster hasn't practiced all week.
Jason hasn't gotten to practice all week, but he'll play some today for us, and we're looking forward to seeing that situation come about. Disappointed with Teddy, but injuries are a part of the game. You just got to go ahead and make adjustments. Timmy Camp will end up starting in his spot, and that'll be a good thing for us. But, you know, guys back there, kickoff, punt return guy, you're going to have to build in with Lewis Barr. So we'll just have to do the best we can up there. And this is a tough place, but this is a great environment. I mean, it's a great afternoon and beautiful, and I think they probably like to have it a lot colder. We'd like to have it a little bit hotter, and it's going to get awful hot here in about another hour.
Last year down in Statesboro, you beat up Richie Williams, their quarterback, pretty good, and he's pretty much the key that makes this offense run here.
If Appalachian State can run the football today, then we'll be in for a long day, and Richie's running the ball real well for him. He's our leading rusher, also their leading passer. I mean, he's a total offensive guy, of course, in the conference too, so I mean, he's going to have a better day. I mean, last year we pretty much shut him out, and that was the reason we won 54-7. Today I'd like to see the same score, but it's a different season, different area, and this football team I've got up here is young, but I think they're awful hungry.
Coach, good luck today against Appalachian State. And when we come back, we'll have first half highlights of Georgia Southern and App State, but first it's the Coca-Cola play of the day. Time now for first half highlights of Georgia Southern and Appalachian State. Coach, you come into Black Saturday here at Kid Brewer Stadium, averaging 36 points per game, but you pretty much throw that average per game out every time you come up here to Appalachian, because I don't know if any Georgia Southern team ever scored that many points up here.
We haven't scored 36, but we could have done better than 7 today. I thought had some scenarios just kind of not go our way, and that was just the way this is kind of went up here today. Our kids, I thought that they matched the intensity. I don't think they wilted when they came in here. I got a younger group, but they did a nice job bowing up, and I thought that was pretty special, and I kind of saw some things that I was impressed with. I saw some things I'm depressed with for sure, just like everybody else.
You start off the game like you have the last 4 weeks or so, and you take the ball first. You start off with Darius Smiley there at quarterback.
Yeah, we had to. I mean, Jason didn't take a snap all week. He didn't take a snap at one snap all week. So we, on our offense, you like to get the quarterback out there and get banged up a little bit and run the option and get the different looks. And I mean, he stood back there and saw some of the things, but he never did actually run it. So I didn't want to put him out there in a situation where he's going to get banged up. And he had a couple balls out, but he ended up getting both of them back, so that was a good thing. But it's just one of those deals. We just and the guy that practices, we don't practice on Thursday. I mean, if the guy that practices deserves a start. I mean, he's busted his tail all week, taking the hits, taking the shots. And I thought Darius did would do a fine job in there. And we just got ourselves, he got stopped, and we got a great punt out of Danny Jordan. Put his way down in there, and they didn't get out there. Lance did a nice job. It looked like he might have lost leverage, but he came back and made the tackle. And then that was a good thing for us. But then they went right down the field on us. That wasn't a good thing for us.
And we'll pick up their first drive, 3rd and 1. A.J. Bryant with that big stop of Williams. Short of the first down, that sets up 4th and 1 there.
Yeah, I tell you, A.J. came up. I thought A.J. played well today. I thought John Mulherin played well today. And, 3rd downs has been our Achilles heel a little bit, and we ended up being 8 of 13 and 2 of 3 on 4th, so that gives you 10 of 13 on the day. So that's not something you want to go ahead. It's something we need to work on.
On that 4th and 1, you looked like you had Williams for a sack for a loss there, but he broke that tackle and he got the first down at the 23.
I thought Richie Williams broke a few more than just one right there. He's done a nice job. He ran their offense rather well. They did a good job running him, and the Richardson kid ran well too for him.
Next play, Lewis Barr had a nice game today. From the 23, first down, he hits Williams for that loss of 1, sets up 2nd and long for them.
Nice job. Here's a crack. He comes off the crack, and he gets up in there and makes a play at the line of scrimmage, which was super.
And the defense did a good job after they hit you with that first big play of the drive, and you hold them to that 37-yard field goal to make it 3-0 6 minutes into the game.
Kid did a nice job. Our kids got down there, and they did a super job. They bowed up, made the plays down there, and they forced it a field goal, and the kid hit the field goal.
You have Reggie McCutcheon returning kicks today because Teddy Kraft didn't play, and Reggie takes that kickoff back to the 37. He did a nice job returning kicks today.
He did. He went north and south, and he kept going, and I was really impressed with that. That's the one thing that you like to do against that. So that was super. Reggie put us up in a good field position right there. And then in this drive is when we had one situation where when we tried to throw it, we got ourselves a little bit. We were just a little off page, and probably didn't need to throw it into we needed to stop the route, of course. And kid did a good job breaking on the ball, got the interception, and drove it down the field. Looked like it could got our whole way. Darius got down there, stopped him up there, slowed him up, and the rest of the cavalry came and tackled him.
And App took over there at the 31-yard line, and they they capitalized on that turnover. We'll pick it up first down. John Mulherin with the big hit on the screen pass for no gain started that drive out.
Again, John, where he needed to be, he was starting. I mean, he's starting to play his assignment football, and that's really impressive. When he starts doing that, he's all over the field because the defense is designed to let those linebackers go and make some plays, and because they're going to be going where the backs are, they're going to go with in the gaps, and so John meets a guy in the gap. Good things happen.
And after Richardson got him into a first and goal situation, you go all the way to 3rd and goal from the 1. Looked like they fumbled before it got over the goal line, but ruled for a touchdown, even though Georgia Southern recovered the fumble.
I agree with you, but the officials didn't, and that's the guys that are more important. We could have done a better job. We could have started pointing too. I mean, that's something that you always stress. Hey, you get a fumble out, make it hard for the officials, because one official said he threw a beanbag, so they thought they saw a beanbag out there. So that's why they didn't signal it right off the bat, or that's what they said. And I thought, that if you get that turnover right there, now it's only 3-0.
10-0 App State. Your next possession, 4th and 3. Offense only had 1 first down in the first quarter, and you're trying to make something happen. You run that big fake punt to John Mulherin, and he takes the direct snap, the big run all the way to App's 32.
Well, that's the one. I think you try to. It's 10-0 at the time. We take a chance like that, you're going to put your defense in a heck of a bind if you don't get it. It takes the crowd out of it too, and all of a sudden you get a big play. Unfortunately, we didn't get any points out of it. That was the big. That's kind of a big thing right here, because up here I think that would have changed our complete momentum of the game.
Jonathan Dudley missed that 32-yard field goal. Then App comes back, and Richardson that 2-yard touchdown run to put them up 17-0.
Yeah, that's a little frustrating too, because you missed it. The kid's done such a great job for us over the last 2 years, hasn't missed a field goal, and unfortunately for him today, he ended up missing 2.
And late in the second quarter, close to halftime, first down from the 23, 11 seconds left. They get that pass to Mayfield down at the 1-yard line, but the defense came up big on that very next play.
They did. I'll tell you what, you'd be remiss if you didn't show Tariq's play where he went over there on the sideline, went up after the ball, and fought for it and got it. But dual possession, they give it to the offensive team.
And Mulherin, of course, picks off that pass as time runs out in the half, and he returns all the way to 45. Almost broke it for a touchdown there.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you what, man, that was good defense right there. You'd be begging them to play one snap, play for one snap. And boy, if they didn't play for that one snap and they turned them around, and I was really impressed with our guys. There's 5 seconds left on the clock. I mean, they were going to either score or go home with nothing. I was kind of surprised with their choice, but it'd have been nice if we could have got it, but we didn't.
Georgia Southern down 17-0 at the half, and when we come back, second half highlights of Georgia Southern versus App State. Coach, earlier in the week we talked about your 2 big wide receivers, Reggie McCutcheon and Teddy Kraft. Unfortunately, Teddy didn't play today, but of course he did have that big game last week back at Paulson Stadium. Okay. You want to say something?
Yeah, I'll say something. 2, 1, cue. And that's the thing about both those guys. They're both juniors. They'll be back, and they look forward to 3 more home games and 1 more on the road for them. So get Teddy back, getting healthy again, and we'll be looking forward to some big plays out of them again.
All right, Coach, when we come back, second half highlights, Georgia Southern versus App State.
Here is
Talk to me again.
Hour of power.
Can you hear me? Can't hear anything.
I'm out here.
Okay, there you are.
You got it?
No, I got it. It's loose. It's loose. All right, I got it now. Talk to me again. Okay, now you got it? Welcome back to Statesboro, Georgia, where Georgia Southern leads the Citadel at halftime, 35-7 on homecoming. The Eagles with 35 unanswered points after the Citadel took the early lead in this game, and it's homecoming here at Paulson Stadium. The band is on the field right now. Let's take a look right now at the Southern Pride Marching Band. All right, I got it back now. It's halftime here at Paulson Stadium. Georgia Southern leading the Citadel 35-7. And when we come back, we'll have an interview from Southern Boosters President John Mulherin right here on CSS.
And is sponsored by the American Marketing Association.
Welcome back to Statesboro, Georgia at Paulson Stadium, where the Eagles are leading the Citadel 35-7 at the half. Right now, the homecoming court being introduced to the nice crowd here at the stadium today on a beautiful day in Statesboro. Joining me now is John Mulherin, the president of Southern Boosters. And John, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Brady. Glad to be here today.
Now, Southern Boosters obviously has been a huge part of the athletic program and the success here at Georgia Southern. How you have all these new facilities going on? How do you determine where the money goes for these new facilities?
That's right. We've since 1982 we've raised over about $40 million in support of the athletics program. Our mission, quite frankly, is pretty easy. We raise money for student athlete scholarships and other priority needs of the program. That includes those facilities. Sam Baker, I think a couple of weeks ago, our athletics director, said that we've said last 11 years, $15 million in facilities. What we've got to do as the Southern Boosters organization is make sure that we provide our coaches the ability to recruit by giving them scholarship dollars.
Now, who determines where the money goes and how you get the money?
Well, two things right there, Brady. One, our board of directors does a great job. We've got a 50-person board of directors that's represented all over the state, throughout the Southeast. They help us sort of major in the majors, if you will. We want to make sure that we can have the maximum impact with our dollars. They help us direct those monies. And Dan O'Dowd, our annual campaign director, does a great job in the spring. We go out every spring. We ask folks for their contributions. And each year we've been able to provide increases in that. And then again, that allows us to do those scholarships and things we need to do for the program.
And all the alumni who have come back here for homecoming, some of them probably checking out the new baseball facility for the first time, the new soccer and track and field facility over here in the parking lot now. What's next?
Well, the next thing we have, very, very exciting, we announced today at our board of directors meeting that Gene Bishop has graciously funded a new end zone building for us here at football. We're working on a golf practice facility. We're also working on some things with our football program in terms of the locker room, things of that. So a lot of great things going on. This football facility is beautiful. As Coach Russell said, prettiest little stadium in America. We're just trying to make it better.
Now, for everybody watching on CSS who couldn't make it to the game today, what do you have to do to become a member of Southern Boosters?
It's quite easy, Brady. You write a check. No, we encourage folks to support us. This past year, for a great example, we raised $1.2 million in support of the athletic program. Of that amount, $800,000 went to the athletics department. So you're looking at 75–80% of your money going directly to the athletics department. So I think it's well spent money. We put another $200,000 in the bank. It allows us to do things in the future. We like to say, if you invest in Southern Boosters, we'll guarantee you a significant return on that investment.
John, thanks for joining us today. And of course, we have some new students here who we hope will become Southern Boosters in the near future. Of course, with Hurricane Katrina hitting the Gulf Coast region, a lot of displaced college students, and some of those students have come to Georgia Southern. Some will be returning to universities. But let's take a look now at some of those students who have arrived here in Statesboro.
Second runner-up, homecoming queen.
We didn't evacuate because my mom's a nurse and they were short on nurses, so she decided to stay. And what they did was they provided shelter for us. So we had, our cars were elevated off the ground. We had food, we had, plenty of water, clothes, blankets, everything. One of the lucky ones to get out on Saturday. So I didn't really have to worry too much about the storm, even though I did kind of lose all my stuff. Then one of the girls came up to my room and said, "You need not to wait, you need to find out what you're gonna do." She's like, "The mayor's on TV," and he said, "It's a level 5. And he was like, basically saying that he's not playing, that everybody needs to evacuate, it's mandatory.
I did, I really figured I'd be back in at least a week or so. I even contemplated leaving my laptop because I thought I'd just be back to it and I didn't need it if I was going on what we call hurrications.
That was the roughest ride home because the water was up to the hood of the car trying to make it, cruising slowly. But we made it there and he had the generator running, so we had, a few things, to save. And like my neighbors, I actually saw people breaking in my neighbors' houses. I saw shooting. I saw people breaking into Winn-Dixie trying to get things, and police, breaking in after them, trying to arrest them, things like that. So my dad, he just said that, I have to get my baby out of here. I have to get her, somewhere safe. I called Georgia Southern and I said, hey,
I evacuated from New Orleans. I'm looking to come to school here. What can you all do for me? And it was from there, it was just like the greatest experience ever.
Georgia Southern was the most convenient choice, and they were the most helpful. It was incredibly fast, incredibly helpful. They got me into any class I wanted.
At Georgia Southern, everybody is just amazing. It's just, they are so supportive, and that's what you need, things like that, when you come from disasters.
Try to focus on one subject at a time. I was really excited because I'm almost caught up in biology.
The professors were really helpful in helping me catch up with 3 weeks worth of work. So it was really wonderful.
I plan to attend Georgia Southern next semester and stay here a couple more years.
So glad here at Georgia Southern. I've got a second chance and I've got a new life. I've got whole new opportunities that I'm going to take advantage of.
University homecoming court.
And back here at Paulson Stadium, Georgia Southern leading the Citadel 35-7 at the half. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have the second half of the Eagles versus the Bulldogs.
You're ready now. Here are the halftime stats, presented as always by the folks at Park Avenue Bank. With the score, reading the Eagles 30.
Buchanan. Would you please pay?
Welcome back to Statesboro, Georgia, where Georgia Southern leads at the half 28-7 over Western Carolina. The Eagles putting 2 touchdowns on the board in the air in the first half here. Kind of a shocking Western Carolina's defense. Coming up on halftime, we'll have an interview with Sam Baker. But first, let's check out Georgia Southern's band, Southern Pride. And we're back here now live at Paulson Stadium, where we're joined by Georgia Southern Athletic Director Sam Baker. And Sam, great crowd here at Family Weekend at the stadium today, and you can't really ask for much more today, can you?
Great day, great day for college football. Paulson Stadium is one of those magical places in the country, I think. When you think that it was opened in 1985 and the history that's going on here with national championships, and when you look up and see 6 national championship flags going, that's come with a lot of hard work by a lot of good people.
And Paulson Stadium is one of the stadiums around campus that has some renovations, has undergone some renovations during the past year. We have the nice brick around the stadium. Could you talk about some of the other renovations that have gone on, I guess, with the baseball field, the soccer field, and the new track and field facility?
Well, the university a couple of years ago started a capital campaign, and as part of our efforts in the capital campaign was we looked at our facilities and we wanted to improve those, and we also wanted to endow scholarships. So we renovated, basically totally rebuilt J.I. Clements, our baseball stadium, Stadium, built at the NCAA regional specifications. So if we had a team worthy of hosting a regional, we could do that. 3,000 seats, great stadiums, helped us in recruiting, and we had some tremendous crowds last year, and our season ticket base went up. It's as nice as many minor league ballparks. Also, we have the track soccer stadium. We started women's track 5 years ago. We've been practicing over at Statesboro High School and definitely needed a place for them to practice. Down in the parking lot here at Paulson Stadium, a few people got upset. They lost their parking space, but we have a transit system now on campus, so we were able to get them in and out of the stadium. But we were able to build a 500-seat stadium down there for our men's and women's soccer program, a tremendous 8-lane, 400-meter Mondo surface track that we are very excited about. We're going to host the Southern Conference outdoor men's and women's track championships there in late April this year, so we're excited about that. We're building a new golf practice facility, 25 acres at Holmes Ramsey. Christian Bennett helped us get the land. Arthur Howard here locally is building the clubhouse for us. And then Robert Baker, a former player here, and Paul Massey are helping do the dirt work and everything. We are going to have an outstanding, it's going to have 3 holes in a short game area, driving range. I think our team finished 13th in the nation last year, and I think that facility will be of great benefit. We improved our weight room. I guess 5 years ago now, we built the Dan J. Parrish Senior Football Center. We've done about $16 million worth of renovations over the last few years, and we're getting ready to replace the Morrison Ann Lupton building here in the end zone with a brand new facility. We'll basically double the size of that. Locker rooms for the team, meeting rooms. There's a lot going on. It's an exciting time to be at Georgia Southern.
And it pretty much all starts with football here at Georgia Southern. And I know when fans and recruits come to this stadium and they see the facilities around campus, that really has impacted the recruiting process here at Georgia Southern.
Oh, it's been tremendous. When you think back in 1982, Georgia Southern had 6,000 students on campus, and when Irk Russell was hired to come here and start the football program, we grew to 13,000 students like overnight. Now the university is at 16,600. Dr. Bruce Gruby has done a tremendous job of focusing the university on becoming one of the top comprehensive regional universities in America. And the university has set their sights on that, and everybody's moving towards that. Like I said, it's an exciting time to be a student, to work here. It's a vibrant and energetic university. 130 different degree majors. It's got a breadth of degree programs that I think is exciting to the student body. It's a fast growing university.
Sam, thanks so much for joining us
always
here.
Always a pleasure. We're glad to have CSS, and we're excited about the students that are involved in this telecast, and have one of our alums be the producer today, Gary McCullough back there in the truck. He's doing a great job, and it's Tracy Ham doing the color. This is exciting to see our alums plus our students playing such a role in this.
And Gary says thank you very much. And
always glad to plug.
When we come back later in the halftime, we'll have another interview here. But first, Georgia Southern leading 28-7 here at the half at Paulson Stadium. We'll see you back here in 1 minute. Welcome back to Paulson Stadium in Statesboro. Welcome back to Paulson Stadium in Statesboro, Georgia, where Georgia Southern leads Western Carolina 28-7 at the half. Today's production brought to you mostly in part by Student Productions, and a great opportunity for the students here at Georgia Southern in the broadcasting field to get a hands-on look at the behind-the-scenes aspect of live television, and joined today by Jane Hudak from the Georgia Southern, your dean here at Georgia Southern in the communications department. And what a great opportunity it is for these kids to be learning live on air and on a live broadcast. I wish I had that opportunity when I was here.
Brady, I'm telling you, it's a fabulous opportunity for our students. I know you are a graduate of Georgia Southern, and we have a quality communication arts program here at Georgia Southern. We have 30 students out here today who are volunteering. They don't get paid, and they were out here in the rain all day yesterday setting up for this game. It's a marvelous opportunity. We have one of the best broadcasting programs in the United States. It's one of the best kept secrets.
It's good to hear that.
Yes, it's absolutely terrific.
We were just talking to Sam Baker about the athletic facilities around campus, but I understand that the communication and the broadcasting is also, it was much talked about a couple of years ago, finally going to get some upgraded facilities here.
Well, thanks to our wonderful president, Bruce Gruby, and our terrific provost, they have made it possible for us to have this year, we have a rented truck, a production truck, that students can use. It's a unique opportunity. We're hoping to eventually buy our own production truck. Also, we're taking one of the historic buildings on our Sweetheart Circle and converting that into a facility for our Communication Arts Department. So we're really excited about the movement forward here at Georgia Southern.
And you had mentioned President Gruby. It's amazing how much this campus has transformed just over the last 10 years.
It's his vision, that has transformed this university. He has come in and done what we call strategic planning and got the entire university behind him in basically 6 themes. And one of those, of course, is being student-centered. And you can see the evidence today with these kids that are out here working behind the scenes, actually doing the production that professional folks get paid lots of money to do. And they're very excited to have this on their resume. And this opportunity is a very unique and rare one.
What else is in the future for Georgia Southern
University?
Well,
we have, of course, all of our students in this particular department, Communication Arts. They are involved in having unique internship programs. We have 3 dozen of our former students now at CNN, for example. And you yourself are one of our graduates.
That's
and
right.
You're working professionally. So we see even more partnerships with the corporate world and with the broadcasting industry in particular. We also are partnering with Georgia Public Broadcasting and our radio side and also our broadcasting side. So we are doing unique things. We are partnering with other people in the state and also in the region and, of course, with the corporate world. So we think we're on the move. And again, this is under the direction of our president, which we're very pleased about.
And it's nice to see you out here at the football game. Have you always been involved in athletic programs?
Well, I started out at Georgia Southern as an art professor 17 years ago, but I love college football. But this for me is a wonderful opportunity because it's the first time I've ever been on the sidelines at a Georgia Southern game. So for me, it's a thrilling thing. We are very supportive of our athletic program. Many of our football players out here are from my college, the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. And as you can see here, I wish the audience could see the behind the scenes here, all our students filming, doing all the sound work and everything involved behind the scenes here on the sidelines at Paulson Stadium.
Jane, thank you so much
and
for joining us today. The students are doing a great job. When we come back, we'll have more halftime as Georgia Southern leads Western Carolina 28-7 at the half here in Statesboro.
Carrying cutter and muck